Hello, viewers. Welcome back to the one and only conversational and storytelling podcast. I hope you all are fit and fine as always. So, I hope that you all have must watched my episode 1, which was about a conversation with a lawmaking citizen. Like, not a lawmaking citizen, but yeah, we can say a lawmaking citizen. Okay, but this episode is totally different. This is a storytelling episode in which it is divided into two parts. So this is the first part, and another part you will get in episode 3. So stay tuned. So now let me tell you what the today's podcast is about. Is all about. It's it's about a story. Okay, what kind of a story? A horror story. You can say horror. Okay, hi, but you can say horror. Okay, so a man, a, a ghost, and an old castle. Okay, three things. Now, what happens? Let me start the story, but before that, let me tell you that a short intro about the story. What the story is actually about, right? Hmm. So let me tell you, there is a man whose name is Colonel Fazak. Colonel Fazak. Now, what he do? He he buys an old castle from a man, okay, from someone else. Now that man forgets to to now that man forget to tell the colonel that in this castle there is a ghost. Getting so the colonel Kazak is not aware about that ghost because from the person he has bought the castle has forgotten to tell Mr. Fazak about the ghost. Okay, so he is now as usual. He didn't know anything about the ghost, so he just lives a simple life like everyone. So what happened? After he buy he uh, he buy the old castle, which is complete with a ghost. So what happened on that evening? On on the day he buy the castle, the evening of that day, while he has his time, while he was having his dinner, the colonel was taking a fine sherry wine. Okay, now he was having a drink simply. When the ghost came, now he wasn't visible to the colonel, and Mr. Fazak was also not aware about the ghost. So, and he was not visible because ghosts are usually not visible to us. Okay. Now, what happens? The ghost starts misbehaving. Like, as usual, the ghost behave like weirdly. Okay. So, now ghost started making a furious flash and flare. I mean, a bright flare around all over his body, but he wasn't visible at all. Only a white and bright flame around all over his body and a furious flash. What is the meaning of flash? Flash means a great beam of light over the colonel's face, over the colonel's castle. Okay, now, now what happens after that? He, he is not visible to the colonel, and colonel is also not aware about that first. So he just do some things like all the ghosts do to make colonel aware that a ghost is there in this castle and and you must be afraid of me. You must be afraid of that ghost. Okay, but colonel is like always a perfect man. He didn't cares about anything, as he didn't know anything about that castle and about that ghost as well. So there was a chimney. So the ghost came out of of that chimney and shouted, "Be aware!" Shouted what? Be aware. Be aware means be aware of me. I am very dangerous, like that. But Colonel Fazak put down his glass and he said fluently, "My dear fellow, that's really first class." That means he just enjoyed that all things, the beam, the flash, the flare, and his voice saying, "Be aware." The Colonel Fazak gently put down his glass and said fluently towards the ghost or towards that castle, "My dear fellow, that was really first class." Means he liked that thing. The whatever ghost did, he liked that. So he was just delighted, full of delightness, and said the ghost that was really fantastic, first class. After that, the Kazakh continues, "I just can't conceive." Conceive means can't imagine. Okay, can't conceive means can't imagine. How you do that at all. So the Kazakh gently said, smiling with a smiley face, that "I can't imagine, my dear fellow, that how you did it, how you came out of that chimney, how you made that large beam, large flash over your body and flare, and this much large sound. But I feel very delighted to have this entertaining entertainment." Okay. Now, after that, Colonel Fizek continues saying that, "I imagine you are going to a fancy dress ball." He says that towards the ghost that, "I imagine that I think that you are going to a fancy dress competition. That's why you are doing all these things. You're preparing for that." So these nonsense things, or we can say these funny comments, compliments he gave to the ghost. Okay. But he was not afraid at all from this ghost. Now, at this, the dread ghost gave a withering cry. What is the meaning of withering cry? Gave a withering cry means he screamed, he shouted. Okay, the dread ghost shouted, screamed, said the colonel, his monocle filmed in his eye. Monocle means single glass lens for one eye. So what? So the Colonel Kazak was wearing a monocle. What is a monocle? Single glass lens for one eye. Okay, he was wearing that. Now, now, now after that, after hearing that screaming of the ghost, the Colonel said, "Now just how you do it, I wish I could think." Now the Colonel said that I'd that maybe I can think how you are doing this, how you are doing these things at all. Maybe I'm going to think, or maybe it's coming to my mind. But please sit down and tell me that how you are doing, and please have a drink with me. The Colonel invites the guest delightfully, happily to come and sit with him and have and tell him that how he was doing all these things and have a drink. Okay, so he was just asking the host to please join me as well and tell me how you are doing these also. He wasn't scared from the ghost at all. Okay, okay. So this was the part 1. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked it. So please do watch this, do share this podcast, and very soon I will be uploading the second part too. So I hope you like the podcast. Stay tuned. Please follow me on Spotify, YouTube channel as well. Thank you. Bye.